Welcome to More Than a Song, where you get a chance to experience great music in an intimate concert setting. I'm Denise Graves, and today we'll feature singer and songwriter Matthew Ward. He was a part of the groundbreaking group Second Chapter of Acts with his sisters, which defined contemporary Christian music in the 70s. He began his solo career in the late 80s with the album Towards Eternity, and in the 90s he overcame cancer, which inspired the project My Redeemer, sharing songs of faith to comfort those who are suffering. Here is Matthew Ward at Cornerstone Studios.
So proudly in our hands, holding in the light within, while the world is waiting, watching for the evidence of what we say is true. And they know our new love if we don't show true love. Said, bring them to my table, those who thirst and hunger, all are welcome. There is room within the kingdom of Him who is faithful. He is faithful. In a world of information, we still hold the truth, passing by till we try to report the good news that Jesus broke down every wall to build our unity. He removed the curtain, and we know for certain said, bring them to my table, those who thirst and hunger, all are welcome. There is room within the kingdom of Him who is faithful. He is faithful. Once far away, and He brought us near. Once without hope, now we are His. He Himself is our peace, the one who is faithful. We were once far away, He brought us near. Once without hope, we were lost, but Jesus found us, put His loving arms around us, said, bring them to my table, those who thirst and hunger, all are welcome. There is room within the kingdom of Him who is faithful. He is faithful. He is faithful. Who is faithful? He is faithful. He's so faithful. He's so faithful. He's so faithful. cross, heaven's darkest, saddest day, where the blameless Lamb of God can wash all my sins away. Bring me to the cross, place me gently at your feet. I'll embrace your loving gift that has made my heart complete. Oh, precious Lamb, holy God, gentle Savior, you have come to release this heart from sin, to release this heart from sin. Bring me to the cross, where my soul forever sings, for the joy set before him. He endured this pain for me. Oh, precious Lamb, holy God, gentle Savior, you have come. Oh, precious Lamb, holy God, you've released this heart from sin. You release this heart from sin. You have come to release this heart from sin. Lord, I thank you for the fact that you came. Amen.
In 1999, Matthew Ward was introduced into the Gospel Hall of Fame, and some of his highlights include worship for Promise Keeper events and singing Season for Peace for a Billy Graham Christmas special. Recently, Terry Black sat down with Matthew to catch us up on his story.
Well, Matthew, here we are together, and I want to tell our audience first that we know you with your sisters
Sure.
with Second Chapter of Acts.
Yeah.
And you're not a stranger to Pittsburgh.
No, been here quite a bit through the years, yeah.
Through the years.
Yeah.
And through the years meaning Christian music beginning in the 70s,
Yep.
right?
Oh, yeah. Early 70s.
Early 70s.
Yeah.
So it started with your sisters and you and singing Second Chapter of Acts as a group, right?
Right.
And tell us about some of your early memories that you might have from there.
Oh, my gosh. Well, I remember it was an interesting time because when we first got started, the idea of any kind of contemporary gospel music,
Right.
you know, electronic guitars and all that, you know.
Electronic guitar.
Electronical, yeah. It was pretty much frowned on in churches. So
Okay.
we didn't sing in churches, which is really weird. You'd think that we just did a lot of gigs in
Right.
churches. The early days, the first number of years, we mostly sang in, civic or municipal, high school,
Okay.
just secular auditoriums.
You know, it makes sense because
Yeah.
that's where I would come. I would be at the Soldiers and Sailors
Sure.
Arena or at the
Now,
Creation
there's a terrible
Festival.
place.
Oh, it was?
Oh, if memory serves, it was not the best acoustically.
Oh, really? Oh, and especially, I wouldn't know, but I'm sure for those of you who are very attuned musically,
Yeah.
you could tell if the sound was off, you know?
Yeah, we had a little story about, like, if the sound just kept echoing around, you could, by the time you got to the second verse, you could still hear the end of the first verse. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you are one of the very few people I know that have been in Christian music from the 70s to now. That's about 40, what do you think?
Almost 45 years.
That's
Yeah.
a lot.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
I'm getting old.
I wasn't meaning it that way at
Yeah.
all. I was just saying that you have stayed the course.
Yeah.
And so what do you think has been this, other than passion, what do you think has kept you going?
Well, obviously, like you said, just the passion of music. I think I would have a hard time ignoring the power that music can have in people's lives, right? And just to walk away from that would be, I think, it would be wrong to do that. And I think God has given me a gift to sing and write and whatever. So to not use that for His glory, I think I would be missing a big step in what God had and has for me. So I can't just walk away from that.
Oh, well, and you haven't.
Yeah.
So, and that just shows your obedience, because I'm sure it has been difficult in times too.
Oh, yeah.
You know, walking through, and you've seen Christian music, it's really changed a lot over the years, hasn't it?
Oh, the face of it's completely changed, yeah.
Well, and can you say, how has that happened?
I mean, when we first started, early 70s, and like I said, doing a lot of secular auditoriums and not really being able to play in churches, and and there were certain denominations that the pastors would tell their people that they shouldn't go hear us because, like, we were of the devil and stuff.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
my.
So I'm like, okay, well, now we're of the devil. That's
and you're singing about Jesus.
I know.
Oh,
yeah.
my goodness.
Well, sheep and wolves' clothing.
That's, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the logic behind all of that, but those were interesting times because we did what we felt like the Lord had put on our hearts to do. Like, we felt like we were being obedient to what God called us to. So it really didn't matter that it fell into a comfortable scenario or not to us. We were just out there doing it. Was it hard? At times it was incredibly hard, yes. And I see all these bands now, and I know a lot of them, and a lot of the worship leaders and stuff, and know a lot of those guys too, and seen what they've kind of gone through in the early days, but and what it's like now. It's just so different.
It is, I'm sure.
I mean, we couldn't get away with the stuff they're doing now.
Oh, back then, now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yes,
No way in the world. Yeah.
Well, a big question I'm going to ask you this: do you ever think there'll be a reunion of second chapter of Acts? Should I have a drum roll or anything?
Yeah, the drum roll wouldn't last very long. We had looked at doing something a number of years ago, and it looked like it was going to happen. And the people that were involved in kind of making the thing roll down the road, it kind of lost its tires and came to a screeching halt. And so we just kind of decided, there's our sign. We just went, let's just, let's not worry about it. So, for me, it was more of a question of, we as a group and family really felt like we heard a real clear thing from the Lord saying, you guys need to stop.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And there were different reasons for that.
Okay.
We don't have time to go into all of it. Some were the kids' ages that we had on the bus, just all kind of different factors. But to start up again, because we kept putting it before the Lord, and I never got a, do it.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, I'm not gonna, by an absence of a yes, I'm not gonna start something. I have to hear a yes.
You do have to hear.
I heard a stop. I didn't hear a go.
That is, wow, that's really, now, besides not going forward with second chapter of Acts, though, you have had a solo career continuously. You shared, you had it even before second chapter of Acts closed down.
Oh, it was probably almost 10 years before the group quit. I started my solo stuff. So I had three projects out while I was still in second chapter. Yeah, you bet.
So as you were on your own, and you said that sometimes you write your music, sometimes you don't, but there's what prompts you to find your projects?
That's interesting. I did, but the first couple of albums that I did were songs that Phil Kagi wrote a song for me. Keith Green wrote a song, played piano on the track.
And that's history there.
Yeah, that was on my first one. But then as I got, I had an ordeal with cancer in '94, and I did a project. I wrote most of the stuff on that one, and actually in a few other ones, I wrote almost all the stuff. It wasn't until a little bit later on that I started picking and choosing from different artists that I knew.
Okay.
But some of those songs, the My Redeemer album and then the album that came out after that, even now, were songs that were kind of directly, coming out of the whole cancer experience and looking at the faithfulness of God and writing and singing and projecting the idea that God is faithful and He'll be there, even when it seems like it's all just dark but he finds a way to make his way in and shine his light.
So your music and your projects, it seems like it comes from experiences that you have encountered, or you see music that that you can relate to, because your passion is inspiring people.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I've ever written a song just because I thought it was a great idea. I mean, it's been something I've directly had an issue with or seen come across my path. So it's all been experiential.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, if you were going to share with anybody, like here we are now, what would you encourage folks who are considering Christian music as a livelihood now?
Oh, brother. Get a second job. No, I think they would have to really feel like God was calling them to it. And, I mean, this is not something you can enter into lightly, I don't think. Not if you want to be used that way of the Lord.
Well, and again, it goes back to you knew that God gave you a gift.
Yeah.
And you never wavered, despite the ups and the downs and experiencing cancer. So that's something that is a steadfast. That's your anchor.
Absolutely.
So, well, it's been delightful talking with you. Thank you for encouraging us.
You bet.
Thank you.
Your mind is full of fear. Before you called, before you prayed, before one word had passed your lips, I made a way, and I am here where you are, longing for your heart to see the way. Trust me now. Will you hear my voice and obey? Oh, I will lead you on, and I'll never leave your side, my child. Before your doubts, before your fears, before your failing human eyes, I'll make it clear that I am here where you are, and the plans I have for you will never fade. Even now, though darkness falls and you cannot find your way, I will love you with the love of the never leave you. I'll never leave your side. Consume me, oh Lord my God. Consume me, oh Lord my God. For your ways are better than my ways, and your thoughts much higher than mine. And the life you give is much stronger than anything that I hold on to, anything I leave behind. Consume me, oh Lord my God. Consume me, oh Lord my God. To understand is better than silver, and your wisdom much finer than gold. And the light you give is far brighter than any darkness that surrounds me, anything that might take hold. Consume me, oh Lord my God. Consume me, oh Lord my God. Let me dwell within your presence. Let me know your ways. Let me learn to let go of my will. Let me drown within the river that is flowing from your heart.
Thank you for joining us for More Than a Song. We would love to hear from you. Contact us at family@ctvn.org or call us and we will pray with you for the Holy Spirit to move on your behalf. Until next time, keep looking for the message behind the music and listen for the new songs he sings over you. I'm Denise Graves, and I'll see you next week.
Consume